soon all the garbage of the world will come back to your mind again. You will retrogress gradually. So growth is a continuous process. It's a continuous process. Trees understand it because you see a tree keeps growing to the best of its capability. But we humans, we just do small things. I just say, I don't tire today. The truth is that I told you before, when I was struggling, I sold 2 of my land for 10 million. They gave me the money. I was still poor. I was not poor because I didn't have money. I was poor because I knew that money will only go down. The money will only retrogress from that point onward till zero. It's not going to increase gradually, no.
First of all, thank you for your last engagement on our last post on YouTube. You did amazing, but we'd like you guys to follow us more, subscribe. Hello guys, you're welcome to another amazing episode on your favorite podcast, Talk Your Mind. You know how we do it here, it's unfiltered, we give you the real vibes. What you need to hear, not just what you need to hear, but the things that you really need to hear raw from, real life experiences from our various guests. In the studio today, we have an amazing personality with us. He goes by the name Mr. Osaitin. It's a pleasure to have you. I remember the first time I stumbled on your page on TikTok. I just wanted to your video just came to my FYP. I just got stalked and I entered into your page and I spent like 1 hour straight on that page from one video to another. It was an amazing experience on your page.
I just create those videos as like a journal of my life in a way. So different. That's why it's not only about becoming successful. I make video of my plants, me teaching my daughter and everything. So it's just like an entry to different phase of my life. So if you go there, if you scroll down, you see a turning point like where I say like we die every moment. That's the philosophy that basically changed everything for me. So
it was an amazing experience. It did. You just mentioned something about success. What we'll be talking today is just going to border on success. What success means to us as individuals.
Yes.
For me, I feel success to me means when you have achieved this wholesomeness as a person.
Yes.
It's not even financial. To me, that's what success means. It could be that my family is okay, healthy, and I cannot even take away that finance part. Yes. Okay, I'm still okay financially. Yeah. But as a person, what does success means to you?
Success, like L. Nightingale said, success is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. That means if you have something in mind, or you have, like me getting here now is success to me. It means I achieved it. Me coming from my heart and getting here, it means I am successful in that aspect. So when you are working towards a goal, a process, you are successful. It's not just reaching there, because most time you are going to meet a lot of hurdles, a lot of obstacles in the way, and you can't determine whether you actually get the result you intended. But once you have a clear purpose of where you want to be, your life will be evolving gradually. Every moment you'll be excited to get up from the bed. But when you don't have direction, every day is a drag. Like you will notice it with parents, maybe when school is resuming and it's time for them to pay their school fees. They become hyper. They wake up every morning to go and hustle and gather the school fees so that they can pay, because they have a goal now. And the moment they pay, they're like, thank God we don't do one. It's in house rent. No, that's it. That's the fact. Exactly. So when you are working towards a predefined objective, that's success. That process of you working towards. But many of us don't have that goal. We don't have any objective. We just wake up every day and say, "Most see how today go be." So that's my own definition of success: having a direction or an end goal where you want to be. Like me, I have the goals I want to be relating to my personal development, my finance, my family, and all these areas, spirituality. So I have an objective where I want to be in the next, say, 5 years. So even though I don't achieve that goal, but every moment when I wake up is exciting for me. So that's success for me.
Amazing, guys. We were saying something backstage just now. what people actually, or your own personal routine actually.
Yes.
You made me understand some of your personal routines that you have been able to, work on for a long time, that has actually, made you feel successful in a way.
Yes.
Would you want to throw a light on that?
So basically, the system he's talking about is a process that allows me to focus on the execution process, because sometimes as a farmer, I remember I told you that my dad is a farmer. As a farmer, my dad did yam farm one time, and it didn't rain, so a lot of the yam end up not growing, like not coming from the ground, because the sun was too hot. So you can decide to farm now, but you can't decide whether it rains or not.
Exactly.
So the only thing you have control over is the process. You can't control the results. You get me? As a trader, you can place your trade, you can analyze a fantastic trade and place it, but you can't push the market to go the way you want it to go. But the only thing you can control is that I'm going to place this trade and forget it. So that's what my process entails. Before, I used to think, like, even till now, I still think about it like, I want to just achieve goal, I want to set goals. One time, before I built my house, the moment I finished building my house, I just told my wife, like, we have achieved success, now we can relax. That was a very stupid word to say. Because the growth is not constant, it doesn't get to equilibrium.
Yes.
You say, okay, I don't, even though you are a Zen master now, you say, I've achieved Zen, I won't meditate again. Soon all the garbage of the world will come back to your mind again, and you will retrogress gradually. So growth is a continuous process. It's a continuous process. Trees understand it, because you see a tree keeps growing to the best of its capability. But we humans, we just do small things. I just say, I don't tire today. So you can control you can focus on the process. You can focus on taking a nice trade, but you can't decide whether the results come out the way you expect it. So before, I used to think whether what should I achieve? What should I achieve? But now I just think about it like, what can I do every day that will lead to me achieving success? Because in a tough time in my life, I was reading a lot. Even when I'm going to pick my kid, I kept reading. And eventually, those knowledge compounded, and it gave birth to me, giving myself permission and knowing that, okay, I can achieve that goal. And at the end of the day, it led to me achieving most of my goals. But when I achieved those goals, I noticed that I became like, I lost interest. So I was now retrogressing. So I now asked myself, okay, if I was reading the way I was before and doing all the good things I was doing before, would it actually lead to the result I'm getting now? Yes, it will lead to the result. So if there is a way for me to just read without objective and just focus on the process, sit in silence and do those things, will it actually give birth? Yes. Because if I pick a grain of corn and sow it in the ground, it will actually sprout and it will give me fruit. So if I just focus on keep sowing the process, I'll keep reaping. I'll make more than $10,000 instead of me just say, I want to make $10,000. I'll make $10,000 and now rest. But if I focus on just saying, I'm going to promote my project, keep promoting it, I'll make $10,000, I'll make $20,000, I'll keep going up and going, because I focus on the process. So that's what my system is about.
So basically, you cannot take away mindset from success. Like, when it comes to you being successful, your mindset plays a big role, in all these things that I'm saying, or we are saying rather.
Your state of mind is everything. And it's just like a guiding. You have to match your guard at all time. When the Bible said the devil will come like a thief in the night, a thief won't actually come to your house. Everything we are saying now, we are exchanging to each other. You might not see it, but the moment I say, let me just use an instant now, picture. When I said picture, you probably visualize a frame.
Exactly. That was the first thing that came to my mind.
So everything we are saying now, the moment I go home, this thing will start replaying in your head. Everything will start replaying in your head, whether good or bad. So if you don't match your guard and say, no, that thing you talk just now a lie, no, na lie, and you rebuke it instantly, it's going to yield, because everything we are saying now, we are sowing seed in our mind. So your mindset is everything. Even recently, I still felt like I had to overcome myself again because if you have, I did a video a while back where I locked most of our finance because I was now focusing on the comfort. So I had to lock everything. But recently, I felt like it will take a long time before that money will unlock.
I saw that video too.
So we are poor. So my mindset was now geared towards brokenness. And because I felt like we were poor, I didn't do I'm no longer doing anything. And because I'm sowing nothing, it means that we are going to reap brokenness, poverty, heartache down the line. So I had to sit down and say like, rechange my philosophy again and say, if you can make the money, if you can do something, just do it for the doing sake. If you can buy a car now, because some people will tell you like, if you want to be successful, don't be extravagant. For me, I don't really care. I can be extravagant if I want because the idea is here now. It's just wasting away. There are some things I need to do now that I have not done for years. That means millions of dollars is wasting away in my head now. So if I eventually execute and I make say $500,000 and I buy a car for myself worth $100,000, did I waste the money? Did I waste the money? Of course not, because millions of dollars is wasting away in my head right now. So me just executing an idea that is already wasting away in my head and bring the money out and buy a car for myself is a good thing.
So what you're trying to say basically now is, if your mindset is regardless of how you spend, success is still an end goal for you, regardless of how you money. No, we spoke about finance at one point.
Talk about financial management.
No, we can still chip in right from now.
Yes.
So you just mentioned something. So even if I spend extravagantly, success is still a goal.
Yes. The thing is that, like I told you backstage, is that my father is a farmer and he didn't teach us financial management, and so we had to work based on that blueprint. But if my father was like a successful person financially, then we would have to use money in a wiser way. So what I mean is this: the way you manage your money is going to determine your lifestyle. The example I gave that time, that some people, when it's time to pay their kids' school fees, they become hyper, they become goal-oriented. For me, I don't even think about my kids' school fees because I balance every area of my life as I'm working. So let me explain. Say I make 100,000 naira now.
Yes.
I set aside 25%. That's for short-term goal. Like buying a car, buying a house, those things that we actually eat from my success, that won't give me money, liability, right? Then I set aside 10% because Bible says give 10%. So I set aside 10% for charity, 15% for my kids' school fees, 18% for food, which is survival and all these things. Then 10% for pay yourself first. If you read The Richest Man in Babylon, it tells you to pay yourself first before you pay other people. So I set aside all this money and transportation. I don't have to work to buy fuel in my car. As I'm coming, if my car breaks down, I can just take it to the mechanic because there's money set aside for transportation to repair the car when it's bad. So when I make 100,000, I split it like that. Yes, small thing will not reach my hand. Maybe I will not use that one personally to buy clothes for myself and all those things. But the short-term aspect of that plan allows me to be focused. That means maybe I set my short-term plan as buy a car worth, say, 100 million. And my goal is to buy a car of 100 million. And for me to, if I have 100 million now, I can't just buy a car. I have to split it so that every area will be balanced. So I have to work like 10 times as much as I would if my focus was just to buy a car. Do you understand?
Yes, I'm guessing.
So that's my financial management. So when I buy a car, I won't have to work to buy fuel. When it's time to pay for my kids' school fees, my wife just go there and collect money and pay for the kids' school fees. I likely don't even know how much my kids pay for their school fees. When the car breaks down, I don't have to cost my existence. I go there and pick from it. Then if I want to repair my car and the money is not enough, I have to work to put money in the transportation part. And if I make 10,000 naira to put in the transportation part, I have to share it. So I'm working 10 times hard up front so that I have to relax down the line. But if you now see me and say, oh, he's driving such and such a car, that means you work to buy it, and you work to buy the car. Now you have to work to buy fuel.
Exactly.
So without financial management, you'll be extravagant. A part of that money that I've said now, some will be invested into long-term tested and trusted strategy, because the one I pay myself first is for tested and trusted strategy. Then there's the one for risk. From that one, I can risk trading and I can risk starting new venture, the one that will likely fail or likely succeed. But if I imagine carrying my kids' school fees to trade, it will be disastrous. That's why they always tell you, use money you are willing to risk to trade. But many people still carry all their money and put in trading, and at the end of the day, they will start complaining because they are executing from an hunter's perspective instead of from a farmer perspective. You know, we talk about it. So they are executing from a survivor. They don't want to trade, maybe money come up for survive instead of.
I believe what our viewers will want to get more insight on that farmer and hunter and farmer perspective. Throw more light on that.
Okay. Please. So what it simply means is that instead of chasing, you attract. Hunters chase, but farmers, they attract. So as a trader, maybe as a cryptocurrency trader or forex trader, when you place a trade, when you see a solid setup and you take that trade and you say, no matter how long it takes for this trade to execute, I'm fine, and you just chill, you are using a farmer's perspective. But when you are saying, oh, the trade is going without me, you are chasing the market. That's an hunter's perspective. So the Bible verse, as a man sow, so shall he reap. It encapsulates everything. It talks about everything. If you understand that verse, I believe you can do incredible things, because most time you want to just sow the seed and let nature take its course, as opposed to you chasing, because you don't have control over the result. You can't decide whether you catch the animal you are chasing, and you can't decide whether your plant grow. But you can sow, you can focus on sowing. Even the Bible verse said it. A man sowed, and some fell on the hard ground, some fell on the shallow soil, some fell on the good soil. The one that fell on the rock, birds came to take it. The one that fell on the shallow soil, they came out, but sun scorched it. But the one that fell on the good ground, some reap 30-fold, 60-fold, 100-fold. So you have to focus on the sowing. I wish that man say, I never just put up for ground, birds don't carry them. He will just give up, but he kept sowing, and eventually he reaped, and that's the only part the man had control over. He doesn't have control over the result.
Okay, now talking about success, like we started with before, building on what you said before. The truth of the matter to me is this: you cannot achieve success without money.
Yes.
I feel that's just like the foundation of everything, for you to be able to balance everything.
Yes.
So without
money, you almost can't do anything. But money is not money that makes you the success you are. I will explain in a bit, Sha. As I'm saying this, so like especially youth like me will say, this guy I'm a woman. Maybe woman don't pay them, kind of talk this kind of thing. The truth is that I told you before, when I was struggling, I sold 2 of my land for 10 million. They gave me the money. I was still poor. I was not poor because I didn't have money. I was poor because I knew that money will only go down. The money will only retrogress from that point onward till zero. It's not going to increase gradually, no. So with that, from that perspective, now you already know that it's not the money that makes you the success. Example now, someone like Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, he's a bodybuilder. Even though The Rock doesn't gym for 1 month, he will not even feel guilty. He will just say, because that's his identity. He's a bodybuilder. Bill Gates is a rich man. Elon Musk is a rich man. So even though those people invest all their money or something happened to them, they are still rich. Because the mindset is now, I have achieved richness. Now contrast it with you now that say, okay, I want to have six pack, and you go to the gym 1 week, and then the next day you maybe something happen, you didn't go. All of a sudden you say, I never even gym reach 1 month, I don dey slack now. Because you don't see yourself as a bodybuilder.
Exactly.
The thing hasn't clicked yet. If you are a Christian now, and maybe you have gone to church for 17 years. If it's rainy, you are going to church. If it's sunny, you are going to church. All weather, you are going to church. If someone asks you, are you a Christian? What will you say?
I'll say I'm a Christian now.
Because you have gone through thick and thin. Now contrast it with you just went to church 1 week now. You are just new convert. You have not even someone ask you, are you a Christian? You'll be anxious to agree
really
because you have not embodied that belief. The same thing with being rich or successful. You can be making a lot of money now, but at the back of your mind, you are still afraid and say, I might lose everything because you are not a rich man yet. But someone like Donald Trump now, you collect everything from him because Donald Trump is mostly a real estate person.
Yes.
So if you take everything away from him, he will still be able to access the land and say, this land we need such and such. He knows how to do it because the belief is there. So sometimes action comes before belief, and sometimes belief give birth to action. So if you see yourself as a successful person now, or like Dwayne Johnson, if you can just embody the belief and say, I'm a bodybuilder, whether rain or sunshine, we just go, and the day it doesn't go, we will say it's fine because tomorrow I will go. But you that don't see yourself as a bodybuilder, you have to go constantly, rain or sunshine, until you now say, I'm a bodybuilder, or that's who I am now. The same thing with success, the same thing with making money.
Everything. You see, if there's anything I took from this beautiful episode, very insightful episode, is that before you can say you want to achieve wholeness or being successful, in quotes, first find how to make the money first. And it also has to do with your mindset, like where you're thinking from, like your powerhouse. Because this is the powerhouse. This is where the work is done.
Yes.
You understand? So it was an amazing episode with you, Mr. Osaitin. I absolutely loved it. So guys, please, what you have to do for me now, as you have enjoyed this episode, just try and follow our socials, TikTok, subscribe on YouTube, and watch out for our next episode. Okay, guys? Thank you very much, and God bless.
Yeah.